Greetings to all Africans. This is King Asian. We all know what happened in Mali. We all know about the coup that happened in Mali. How the military of Mali decided to take over the leadership in Mali by taking down the president of Mali. ECOWAS has condemned the action of the military of Mali. The South African president and the African Union head of state, or African Union head has also condemned the action of the military of Mali to take over the presidency or to successfully carry out the coup. But let me just give you a little bit background of the former president of Mali. He's been president since 2013, so he's been there for 7 years. Before that, he was a prime minister between 1994 to 2000. And before that, he was the president of the National Assembly between the year 2002 to 2007. Add all together, that's 18 years in government. Before that, he was probably doing something in government either. 18 years in government. He's made a lot of money. He don't need to run for the president. He doesn't need to be even been there no more. He needs to step down. And it was the right choice for the military to do that. If you look at the history of Ivory Coast, he's been in presidency for 10 years now. He became president in 2010. Before that, between 1990 to 1993, he was prime minister. And still wants to run for a third term. Why? He's made a lot of money. And why does he have to run for a third term? And the list goes on. Look at Cameroon. He's been there for 37 years as president. Before that, he was prime minister. If you want to add it all together, he's been in government for more than 40-something years. But the president of Cameroon would rather start a war and kill so many youths than to give up power. That he's been there as president for 37 years. He's been in government for more than 40 years. He wouldn't step down. Many of the African leaders are like that. Many of the African leaders are like that. When they become the head of state, they don't want to step down. And then the rest of the other African leaders tend to support them to continue to be the head of state. They're always saying that, they should release the president of Mali. For what? He's no longer active. He's lost. And it's time for every country in Africa. The military must play a vital role. When they notice that the leaders in their respective country do not want to step down and want to continue to abuse their authority over the people, then the military must put the state first over the presidents. When we start having more military coups, successful military coup that has been done by soldiers loyal to the state and to the loyal to the motherland Africa, then we will have leaders who will not be in power for so long. Staying in power for so long and giving in what the West wants and what the East wants at the detriment of Africa and the people of Africa. It's not working. It's not working at all. It's time for soldiers to start taking out these leaders who are in power for so long and want to continue to abuse the power for their own selfish greed. Successful coup will send a strong message to all African leaders who have been there in power. You're part of the state. You don't own the state. As a president of whatever country, you are part of the state. You do not own it. That means when your term is over, step down. There's no need for you to keep abusing your power because you think you're president, because you think you own the country. Many African countries do this shit. And doing this shit instead helps the West to abuse us through gaining our resources. Because those leaders who are in power will have to satisfy the West in giving what they demand so that the West can help them stay in power. Now they become disloyal to their state, disloyal to our continent, in satisfying countries like France, United Kingdom, or Britain, who demands for resources that they need. So the African military from each country has the role to play in balance of power. When the leaders become disloyal to the state and disloyal to our continent, the military that has the power has the right to stage a coup and take out any of the presidents in Africa, being it from Ethiopia, South Africa, Senegal, Mali, Morocco. It doesn't matter. The 54 countries, the leaders of Africa think that they own Africa and can do as they please so long as they pay the military of Africa. Then the military should just be signing and do as the head of state says. No. The head of the state is part of the country, not the country. The head of the state of any country in Africa is part of the country, is part of the state, not the owner of the state. And the thing is, many of the military in Africa don't seem to understand that, which is why they're always doing the biddings of the African leaders. Take, for example, Cameroon. President Paul Biya has been president for 37 years. Before that, he was prime minister. Yet all the leadership in Cameroon still do whatever President Paul Biya says, still supports President. None of the military has the audacity, the authority, or the power to kick out President Paul Biya and take in power. Or they just want to keep the man there, to keep the country rotten, destroyed for his own selfish greed. Probably a dead man already. Yet they're still making sure he's still the head of the country. In the process, killing many Anglophones. It's time for the African military to question their loyalty to the state or their loyalty to the presidents of their respective countries. Because when you see what the leaders of Africa are doing and keep doing because they are the head of state, it's time to put some checks and balance in order to kick him out. Because when the leaders have abused their power to the extreme, it's time for the state to reject the presidents. So I'm hoping with the spirit of what happened in Mali, many other countries in Africa, countries like Congo, countries like Ivory Coast, countries like Niger, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, it don't matter. Kick those old quacks out of presidency. They do not own the state. They are part of the state and should not continue to abuse the power that the state has given them to help govern the state. There are some fools called the DDR who have decided to fight against the Southern Cameroon revolution. Well, life is war. To survive, you must fight. How you fight will determine how you survive. So we, the future of Africa, must send a strong message to all these so-called leaders and tyrants and dictators in the continent of Africa that we will reject and kick them out, whether they like it or not. It's just the beginning. This is King Echo. I'm out.